Well, hello friends. Welcome back to my channel. Today I have a more cheerful video than yesterday's video. Yesterday I showed you a problem I'm having with a plant that I had to sadly throw it away. I wasn't sure if it was too much light, too much fertilizer, or cyclamen mites, but any way you look at it, it wasn't a good thing, and I had to throw that plant away. So today I came into my plant room. I was kind of depressed, thinking, gosh, if it's mites, it could possibly spread to the rest of my collection. So I'm keeping a close watch on everything. But I got cheered up. Whenever I work with my plants, I get cheered up because look how beautiful they are. And so I just wanted to take a few minutes and share with you again some of my pretty blooms. This is my Streptocarpus shelf. I reorganized everything. I have two shelves, or two racks of plants, and on the bottom shelves I put my Streptocarpus, because Streptocarpus can go a little lower in the room where the air is a little cooler. They like to go a little drier, so I thought grouping them together would be good, easy to care for them, beautiful to look at when they're kind of organized like this. So back there we've got Kaigetsu, super pretty. Heartland's Tanzanite. I've got two of these, and they're growing very nicely. And then back in the back, PK Kika. They're growing in two different pots. This I did a video on the other day. This one's in the Oyama planter, and this one is in the naked root, they call it, planter, and it's doing really well. So I may get more of these naked root planters for my other Streptocarpus. I'm going to watch and see how it does. Here we've got Bristol's Turkey Tracks, a little kind of a miniature Streptocarpus, and just really lovely. And I got it as a free gift from Violet Barn. So thank you, Violet Barn. I love it. And back there is Wow. Really, really pretty cultivar. Now, as I was watering this morning, I did a lot of grooming, and I groomed off most of the old flowers, but this is DS Little Cherry. It's a beautiful Streptocarpus. Just has a couple blooms at the moment. This is Ambra. Really, really pretty flower on this one. Look how delicate that is. And it just puts out so many blossoms. Beautiful plant. I'm going to have to repot it. Look at that small pot that it's in. But it's doing fine. And then we've got our sport of DS Meteor Shower in the back. That thing has really been impressive. I believe this is Caitlin. It's a Dibley hybrid. Dibley is a prominent Streptocarpus breeder in the UK. This is AS Guinevere. I've got a faded one here that I need to remove. As I was watering this morning, I was grooming, but I missed this, and that one needs to go. So we just take off the oldies and leave those that are still pretty. Well, actually, this whole stalk needs to go. And when you groom these streps and take off the blooms, they've got long stalks, and you've got to kind of snip them all the way down. Otherwise, you've got a lot of stubs hanging up on top of the plant, and you don't have room for the new bloom stalks to come up. So that is AS Guinevere. And then next to it we have OD Sun City. And then here's another Dibley flower. This is Harlequin Lace. Got so many flowers on this plant right now. It's an oldie that I've had for quite a few years, and I love it. So that's Harlequin Lace. Back in the back, we've got Bristol's Fish Lips. And then the last one I have to show you is DS Lena. A very pretty red and magenta. Crazy amount of blooms right now. So that's the streps. It's nice to have them all organized and on the same shelf. so I can kind of adjust my care as I need to. And these I can allow to get a little bit dry between waterings, so they're not as critical as the violets to keep them with moist soil all the time. I have to say, I have been using a lot of water. I've been using probably 5 gallons a week to water these plants, and it's summertime. The things that affect using water more is the warm weather. The plants are going to transpire more. Having more blossoms, they're going to use up a lot more water. And even though I've got these reservoirs under most of my plants that hold like a cup of water, I end up refilling it. Normally in the wintertime it would last like a week, sometimes even 2 weeks. But in the summer I have to refill it like twice a week. So that's kind of a hassle. And I think if you grow plants with a wick, you won't have to refill as often because the water doesn't evaporate out of the system. When you have it wicked, it's kind of closed. But this is my Anne. Such a beauty. This plant, I thought it was Ness Angel Face. That's how it was sold to me. But now I'm finding out the name is something different. The original plant, Ness Angel Face, was actually a sport of this plant. So the leaf that I got sported back to the original plant. And I can't think of the name of it. I think it's, I can't swear to it. I think it's Fred's Angel Wings or something like that. I'll have to check it out and let you know. And then we've got Boo Man, a very reliable, pretty bloomer, a kind of a mini. I was trying to group my minis all on the same shelf too, but I'm still working on that. And Kazumi is getting ready to bloom. That's a really gorgeous flower too. We'll have to come back to see that one. This is one of the space violets from Optimara, and it is Optimara Ever Rejoice. Really pretty color. Behind that we've got Hunter's Credence, starting to bloom again. This is Humako Inches, another oldie but goodie. And next to it we've got Old Fashioned Love. That one I need to do some grooming still. And then we've got Hunter's Cashmere. Still a very young plant. It's got a lot of growing to do, but very pretty. And this is my Sportive Optimara Rocky Mountain. It's growing in pon. I just had to groom off a bunch of the old leaves, but it's got some nice flowers. And moving up here, we've got Amour Elite. It's a Russian hybrid, I believe. So pretty with the little fantasy splotches. That's Amour Elite. And behind it, we've got another Russian variety. It's LE Magenta. Here we've got a semi-mini, Rob's Bo Peep. Very cheerful. This one cheers me up. I just love it. I love the pansy blooms. Pansies are the blooms that have 2 little top petals and 3 larger bottom petals, and they refer to that as a pansy-shaped bloom. That's as opposed to a star-shaped bloom. And how about this? This is Ma's Glass Slipper. I really, really love this plant. Excellent grower and bloomer. And then we've got Rebel's Splatter Cake. It's got quite a few blooms, but they're all sort of splayed out here. Let me see if I can lift this one up so you can get a better view of it, of how the blossoms look. And these blooms are referred to as star-shaped blooms. All 5 of the petals are the same size and shape. So it's more like a star rather than a pansy. So that is Rebel's Splatter Cake. And I believe this is Picasso next door here. Very pretty. And this is something nice. This is my Optimara Romance that I had for many years. It was practically gone. It was shriveled away to nothing. And it's been coming back. I've been taking good care of it for the last 7 or 8 months. It's starting to grow back nicely and starting to bloom. And you know, I'm not sure these blooms are actually the right color. This may have sported on me. I thought Optimara Romance was a pink. I'm going to have to double check. But like I said, it's just coming back from being really stunted and not growing well, so it may change yet on me. And up here we've got Buckeye Daydreamer. Here we've got another Space Violet, Optimara Ever Beautiful. And then I got this from Linden Lion. This is called Sun-Kissed Rose. In front here we've got Cajun's Flamboyant Mistress. And here we've got Buckeye Nostalgia, a really good grower and bloomer. You can't go wrong with this one. Everybody loves Buckeye Nostalgia. Now on this shelf, this is my second shelving unit that I just recently added. And I've got lights on the bottom too, where I've got strips on the bottom. And then this second shelf, I've got my up and coming new starts. And I water these from the bottom. I just kind of fill the trays. And then here we've got some that I just recently separated and repotted. And I believe that is Hunter's Slippery When Wet. So those are very young plants. They've got a lot of growing to do. This is a new start of Anne. And this is Cajun's Little Joy. It's a mini or a semi-mini. Very pretty. Easy to grow and bloom for me in my conditions. It just is a wonderful grower and bloomer. Now up on this shelf it won't be as easy to see because I don't have lighting. This is Ness's Crinkle Blue. This is Persian Prince. That is a true mini. I've got another Cajun's Little Joy. This is a first-time bloomer for me, and this is a plant that I got as a bonus from the Violet Barn. This is called A.E. Symphonia Dojdia, which I think means Symphony of Rain, and it may be referring to the fantasy splashes in that bloom. That looks kind of like rain, I guess, falling down. So that's pretty. I didn't know what to expect from that one. That's the first bloom. And we've got Max Elegant Emerald. That's another true mini. Rob's Jitterbug. Still doing nicely. Up here I've got Optimara Hiroshigi. I've got 2 plants. I'll be gifting somebody with one of these. This is Hawaiian Pearl. Really pretty, pretty, pretty. This is Frozen in Time. I don't have too many white and green flowered plants, and this is a beautiful variegated variety, so I really like it. I had it years ago and I just recently replaced it. This I'm so excited to have. This is L.E. Chateau Margaux, and it is absolutely stunning. Just stunning. I really love it, and I've got this also in a naked root planter, so we'll see how it does. It's kind of hard to really see the color without much lighting, but at least you can see it in natural lighting, so that's one good benefit. And then I've got my rose bouquet here. I think this is a variety that does a little better without artificial lighting. It likes natural lighting. Rose Bouquet. And the very last one I have to show you is Ma's Frogland. And I'm going to bring it down where I can. This is Ma's Frogland. Really pretty, kind of like star-shaped blooms. They got a green edge. The plant is growing nicely, and I love it. So I just thought I'd take you guys with me. I did my watering chores. It cheered me up to see all these pretty flowers blooming, and gives me hope that I don't have some strange disease that's going to spread and overtake my collection. We'll keep an eye on everything, see how it does. Oh, I forgot to show you this one. Cajun's Hot Expectations. Now this one I have a problem. I lost the crown. It might have been kept too wet. This might be a variety that just does not like being continuously moist. You can see the crown there has died. So it'll probably sucker and I'll have to separate it in the long run. But that's not good when you lose your crown, because it sets you back on your growing a little bit. So I'm going to have to get in there, and there's one sucker that's coming through, so I will be able to propagate this plant from suckers. It's very pretty. I love the blooms. They're not large. It's held up nicely on these nice strong blossom stalks, and there are good nice clumps of flowers. So it's a really, really pretty variety, and I'm glad I got it. Very beautiful. That is Cajun's Hot Expectations. So I hope you enjoyed looking at the plants with me and looking at all the pretty bloomers. A little bit of something cheerful after a more serious video from yesterday. And we'll talk to you all again in the next video. See you later. Bye.